We are about to see something that could change things up a lot.
She's absolutely thrilled. I'm going to show you a video as she arrived Monday night at the Tribeca Festival. It's the artist's dinner. This is Monday. Here she is. Let's watch it. She's all smiles. She's clearly in a great mood.
There's evidence that Leslie Sloan started a smear campaign against Justin Baldoni. And this reporter from the Daily Mail that now there's big rumors that he's going to withdraw his sworn statements.
In a stunning development that has Hollywood insiders buzzing, Blake Lively's meticulously crafted legal campaign against Justin Baldoni is imploding spectacularly as a federal judge publicly questions her evidence, and a key media witness appears ready to blow the whistle on her PR team's alleged smear tactics. The actress, who once commanded adoration as America's Golden Girl, now faces the unthinkable. A judge who isn't buying her narrative, a reporter who may have flipped, and court documents that suggest her evidence may have been improperly obtained. Meanwhile, her husband Ryan Reynolds continues his media tour, appearing on Time magazine covers while Blake remains conspicuously silent. Magistrate Judge Steve Kim delivered what industry observers are calling a devastating blow to Lively's legal strategy, denying her motion to compel Wayfair to produce documents on an accelerated timeline and openly questioning her team's tactics.
It's crazy. Apparently, the Daily Mail reporter has been granted whistleblower status. So I'm just going to explain again quickly what happened here. So James signs a sworn statement to the judge saying that it was all a misunderstanding, the communication that he had with Leslie Sloan.
The judge absolutely humiliated her by denying it. And not just denying it, he literally mocked her, explains a legal analyst familiar with the case. You could practically hear the sarcasm dripping off his ruling. He called her demands unripe, which is basically a fancy legal way of saying, sit down, Blake. This isn't your Instagram story, it's a courtroom. The ruling exposes what appears to be a pattern of legal overreach by Lively's team. Her attorneys demanded documents within 10 days, despite Wayfair having already agreed to produce everything by July 1st, 2025. This unnecessary filing made her appear desperate, impatient, and honestly clueless, according to courtroom observers. Further complicating matters, Lively's team reportedly filed identical motions in both California and New York courts simultaneously, a move Judge Kim noted showed a fundamental misunderstanding of jurisdictional rules. Imagine being so disorganized and panicked that you start throwing legal filings like confetti at two different courts, hoping one of them sticks. A legal expert commented. The California judge wasn't playing her game either. He flat out refused to transfer her case back to New York. In what could prove to be the most damaging development yet, Daily Mail reporter James Vushka, whose articles were instrumental in painting Baldoni as chauvinistic and abusive, has reportedly fired his Daily Mail-provided attorneys and hired a criminal defense lawyer instead.
Lively's out for truths in her It Ends With Us lawsuit. So much so, the actress added an ex-CIA agent to her legal team.
Industry sources confirm Vushka has been granted whistleblower protection, suggesting he may be preparing to testify that Leslie Sloan, Lively's longtime PR representative, was feeding him negative information about Baldoni as part of a coordinated smear campaign. Vushka fired the lawyers the Daily Mail handed him, the same in-house attorneys probably whispering in his ear to protect the narrative, and instead went full panic mode and hired a criminal defense attorney, reveals an insider. You don't bring in the big guns like that unless you're facing serious legal heat. Think perjury, obstruction of justice, the whole 9 yards. The implications are severe. If Vushka confirms Sloan was the source behind his negative Baldoni coverage, it would directly contradict sworn statements Sloan previously made to the court denying any such involvement. Text messages have surfaced showing Vushka called Leslie Sloan a liar, claims a source familiar with the evidence. Publicly, he submitted a sworn statement claiming she never fed him dirt about Justin Baldoni, but in private, he's literally texting people calling Sloan a liar. And perhaps most alarming for Lively's case is the revelation that key evidence her team has presented to the court apparently lacks essential metadata, the digital fingerprinting that authenticates when and how documents were created or modified. Her entire case is hanging by a thread thanks to documents she got from Joan's work.
We love our job and we love our work and we take it very, very seriously.
Oh, it's serious. Blake enlisting Nick Shapiro, the agency's former deputy chief of staff turned PR powerhouse, this after getting dealt a major blow in her court fight with Justin Baldoni.
But these documents are missing the most basic thing courts care about: metadata, explains a digital forensics expert. Without metadata, the courts literally have no way of knowing if this stuff is real or if Blake and her team just whipped up some Word docs after a wine night. The missing metadata raises troubling questions about chain of custody and potential evidence tampering. Wayfair's legal team has reportedly seized on this issue, arguing that without proper authentication, the documents should be inadmissible. Most concerning for Lively is what the metadata might reveal if it were present. If those missing metadata fields ever showed that she got these documents before the official subpoena in October 2024, she's cooked, notes a legal analyst. That would mean she illegally acquired evidence. Lively's team has reportedly blamed Jones Works for providing incomplete, unverified data, but judges appear increasingly skeptical of this explanation. Court documents reveal that Lively may have been operating through a mysterious shell company called Vanzen Inc. to obtain private data while circumventing normal discovery rules. Vanzen Inc. allegedly filed a completely fake lawsuit, not to actually win anything, but just to seize phones and private data from the people Blake's beefing with, explains a corporate law specialist. And the second they got what they wanted, poof, the case vanished. They dropped the lawsuit like it never existed. The company was reportedly ordered to hand over documents exposing its true shareholders by June 24th, 2025, but missed this deadline completely. This has fueled speculation that Vanzen is nothing more than a Reynolds Lively puppet company designed to hide their dirty work.
Usually one side will ask for whatever they can, but there will be pushback.
The pushback handed down by a judge last week. In docs obtained by ET, Blake's subpoena for Justin's phone records going back 2 years was called overly intrusive, limiting the window to their time together behind the scenes.
Jennifer Abel's legal team has argued that Vanzen was created specifically to run the smear campaign against Wayfair and to sidestep proper discovery rules, essentially allowing Lively to play puppet master from the shadows while maintaining plausible deniability, adding to the appearance of a legal strategy in disarray. Sources confirm Lively skipped a scheduled deposition with Baldoni's attorney Brian Friedman just days ago. Blake Lively, queen of playing the perfect public image, skipped her deposition scheduled just 2 days ago, notes a courtroom source. She didn't show up, vanished like that sham lawsuit her puppet company Vanzen Incorporated dropped when things got too hot. The timing is particularly damaging given the August 14th, 2025 deadline for all depositions to be completed. Legal experts suggest that skipping a deposition without proper cause could result in sanctions or adverse inferences at trial. It's not just a bad look, it's a complete disaster for her credibility, explains a litigation specialist. Depositions are a legal requirement. Skipping them isn't just sketchy, it screams that Blake is hiding something. The contrast between Lively's current silence and her previous behavior when Baldoni's earlier lawsuit was dismissed is striking. Remember when Baldoni's earlier lawsuit got dismissed? Blake couldn't wait to hop on Instagram, playing the victim turned hero, posting cryptic stories, celebrating like she won an Oscar for her performance, recalls a social media analyst. But now, radio silence, dead quiet, not a peep from her.
Definitely each party wants to get as much information as possible and make this process as burdensome as possible for the other side. Any piece of evidence could certainly aid Blake Lively's claims, but not everything is relevant and not everything is evidence.
While Lively remains silent amid the legal chaos, her husband Ryan Reynolds has been prominently featured on the cover of Time magazine's 100 companies list, celebrating his business ventures including Maximum Effort and Aviation Gin. The timing has raised eyebrows across Hollywood, with many viewing it as a calculated distraction from the legal troubles. His wife is drowning in legal drama, getting called out by judges, flipping witnesses, and tanking her brand. And there's Ryan, grinning on magazine covers, pretending nothing's happening, notes a PR strategist. Reynolds' Time interview has drawn particular criticism for his comments about accountability, while his wife appears to be avoiding exactly that. Ryan went on this whole self-righteous interview tour preaching about accountability like he's some moral authority, observes an industry insider. Accountability from the guy married to Blake Lively, the queen of dodging subpoenas and filing sham lawsuits. Please. Some suspect the Time cover was part of a coordinated effort to maintain the couple's brand value amid the scandal. The timing couldn't be more desperate, suggests a media analyst. It's actually hilarious how hard they're both clinging to their fake golden couple image while the public isn't buying it for a second. Despite earlier setbacks, Justin Baldoni and his legal team appear far from defeated. His attorney, Brian Friedman, has reportedly hinted at new legal strategies that could expose Lively's alleged manipulation of the media narrative. Retired Judge Liz, now a legal YouTube analyst, has publicly criticized the earlier dismissal of Baldoni's $400 million defamation suit as unconstitutional under California law, arguing the court was bending over backward to protect false accusers like Blake while silencing the real victims. Although appeals face challenging odds with only 8 to 12% success rates, Baldoni's team appears committed to pursuing this route. At this point, exposing Blake's smear tactics is bigger than just courtroom victories. It's about dragging the truth into the spotlight, explains a legal observer.
So 2.5 years of innocuous text messages do not seem to support her underlying claims, but some of those text messages might.
Friedman, who previously went after the New York Times for $250 million in another case, has a reputation for using high-profile litigation to generate public attention. He knows exactly how to weaponize litigation to peel back the PR layers and show the world the shady underbelly of Lively's empire, notes a litigation specialist. Beyond the courtroom drama, Lively's business ventures appear to be suffering collateral damage. Her latest product launch, Blake Brown, is reportedly underperforming dramatically, with products allegedly already appearing on clearance shelves in New York stores. This was supposed to be her next big brand moment, her empire-expanding product, the thing that keeps her image afloat while the lawsuits pile up, notes a retail analyst. Instead, it's already on clearance shelves, gathering dust like every other failed celebrity cash grab. That's not brand domination, that's a PR funeral. Industry observers suggest this commercial disappointment reflects growing public skepticism about Lively's carefully crafted image. The public backlash is only growing, explains a brand consultant. The polished, relatable image Blake and Ryan have clung to for years is officially shattered. What began as a seemingly straightforward legal dispute has evolved into a potential reputation catastrophe for one of Hollywood's most marketable couples. The combination of judicial skepticism, potential whistleblower testimony, questionable evidence handling, and apparent shell company tactics has created a perfect storm that threatens to permanently alter how the public perceives Lively and Reynolds. Brands are starting to distance themselves, fans are questioning everything, and even Hollywood insiders are quietly admitting Blake's polished, relatable reputation is cracking under pressure, reveals an entertainment industry veteran. The backlash isn't just from internet trolls, it's from people who once admired her, now realizing the flawless persona was all smoke and mirrors. The situation appears particularly precarious because it strikes at the core of Lively's carefully constructed public image as authentic and relatable. Behind every cute red carpet photo and staged interview was a carefully controlled narrative, notes a celebrity image consultant, and now that control is slipping fast. As additional hearings approach and the August deposition deadline looms, all eyes remain on what new revelations might emerge. Will Vushka publicly confirm Sloan's alleged role in the Baldoni smear campaign? Will the Van Zen Shell Company's ownership structure finally be exposed? And will Lively eventually appear for her deposition? For a Hollywood power couple accustomed to controlling every aspect of their public narrative, this legal implosion represents uncharted territory. No amount of carefully staged photo shoots or magazine covers can fully distract from the fundamental question now facing Blake Lively. If her case collapses in court, can her carefully constructed public image survive? As one industry insider bluntly summarizes, it's not just a legal meltdown, it's a full Hollywood image crisis, and no PR team in the world can clean up this level of mess.